Dear children, today we start our 7th chapter, Equilibrium. To understand about equilibrium, consider one observation. Look at this closed container contain small amount of liquid bromine. What do you observe here? You observe some of the liquid bromine is evaporated to orange vapor and slowly the vapor becomes thicker. After some time, you can see there is no change in the intensity of vapor and also some amount of liquid bromine is left in the flask. How do you explain this? We can explain like this. In this liquid, all the molecules do not have the same kinetic energy. Some bromine molecules that present in the surface have relatively higher kinetic energy escape from the surface into the vapor phase. When the molecules in the container is saturated with the vapor, the molecules in the vapor phase condense to liquid as fast as the liquid evaporate. After some time, the number of molecules evaporated from the surface in a given time become equal to the number of molecules condensing on the surface during the same time. At this stage, equilibrium is said to have established between the liquid and the vapor phase. This is why we see the color of the vapor in the flask does not change. This equilibrium may be defined as the condition in which two opposing tendencies balanced one another. The equilibrium between the liquid bromine and its vapor can be represented like this. Bromine liquid in equilibrium with the bromine gas. The pair of half-headed arrow indicates that the two processes, evaporation and condensation, occur simultaneously. At equilibrium, here the rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. In this situation, the concentration of molecules in the vapor phase as well as in liquid phase become constant even though there is movement of molecules in both the directions. This equilibrium is therefore known as dynamic equilibrium. The opposing tendencies of a reversible change, here evaporation and condensation, continue to take place with equal rate simultaneously. Hence, this equilibrium is called dynamic equilibrium. Equilibrium can be established for both physical and chemical processes. At the equilibrium stage, if there is change in physical state, the equilibrium is called a physical equilibrium. For example, liquid vapor equilibrium. Water is in equilibrium with its liquid and its vapor in a closed container. Is an example we consider. Let us understand with a simple experiment. A small amount of water is taken in a closed vessel to which a manometer is attached. After some time, you can see the slow increase in the mercury level in the manometer and final attainment of a constant value. Here the amount of water is also reduced in the vessel. How do you explain this? In the beginning, there is no water vapor present in the vessel. After some time, water evaporated, the pressure inside the vessel increased, which was indicated through the increase in level of mercury in the manometer. After some time, the level of mercury in the manometer remains constant, indicating the state of equilibrium has been attained between water and water vapor. The molecules of water vapor collide with each other and also on the walls of the container. When some gaseous molecules with less kinetic energy come closer to the liquid surface, they get trapped to the surface. This process is called condensation. At a given temperature, evaporation and condensation takes place simultaneously. After some time, the rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. then the liquid vapor equilibrium is established. Another example for physical equilibrium is solid vapor equilibrium. Some substance in solid state directly converted into its gaseous form. This is known as sublimation. For example, solid iodine is taken in a conical flask closed with a cork. You can see the vessel will be filled slowly with violet vapors. After some time, the color of the violet vapors become constant. At this stage, we can say that an equilibrium state has been attained for the system. At equilibrium, the solid iodine sublimes to give iodine vapors and the iodine vapor condenses to give solid iodine. The equilibrium can be represented as iodine solid in equilibrium with iodine vapor. Thus, we can summarize the general characteristics of physical equilibrium. First one, at atmospheric pressure, solid exists in equilibrium with liquid only at one temperature, which is called its melting point. For example, at atmospheric pressure, ice exists in equilibrium at 273 Kelvin. Next, at a given temperature, vapor pressure remains constant for liquid vapor equilibrium. For example, in equilibrium between water and water vapor, the vapor pressure of water remains constant at a given temperature. Third one, in a given temperature, solubility remains constant for the dissolution of solids in liquids. For example, at a given temperature, the solubility of sugar remains constant in a given liquid. Fourth one, at a given temperature, the concentration of a gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas over the liquid. This law is known as Henry's law. For example, the concentration of carbon dioxide in water at equilibrium is directly proportional to the pressure of gas over the liquid. Next, at a given temperature, equilibrium can only be achieved in a closed system. For example, no equilibrium is attained when water in a beaker is opened to the atmosphere. This is because the rate of condensation is much less than rate of evaporation when the beaker is opened. Next one, at equilibrium, both the opposing tendencies occur at the same rate and hence a dynamic yet stable status is established. For example, for water at a given temperature in a closed vessel, the rate of evaporation is equal to the rate of condensation. Next point, at a given temperature, the attainment of equilibrium for a physical process is characterized by a constant value of one of its parameters such as vapor pressure, melting point, solubility or concentration. For example, during equilibrium, liquid and gaseous water molecule, the vapor pressure remains constant. Next one, at equilibrium, all the measurable properties of system remains constant. For example, for the solubility of solid in liquid, solubility remains constant at a given temperature. Next, we will discuss about chemical equilibrium. The equilibrium in chemical processes are called chemical equilibrium. The characteristics of chemical equilibrium can be understood by only you are familiar with certain terms. reversible reactions, forward and backward reactions. So, first we discussed about these terms. The transformation of one substance into another is called a chemical reaction. Chemical substance used at the initial stage during such transformations are called reactants, and the final chemical substances are formed as a result of chemical reactions are called products. A reversible reaction may be defined as a chemical change in which the products can be converted back into the original reactants under suitable conditions. In reversible reaction, the reaction in which the reactant react to give the products known as forward reaction, while the reaction in which the products react back to give the reactants known as backward reaction. Depending on the chemical nature of products and the reaction conditions, the products may or may not react to give initial substances. Let us take the decomposition of calcium carbonate as example. When calcium carbonate is heated strongly, then we get calcium oxide solid and carbon dioxide gas. This decomposition is carried out in an open vessel. Carbon dioxide being a gas escapes out. Hence, there is no possibility for the products calcium oxide and carbon dioxide react to give back the reactants calcium carbonate. Thus, the reaction proceeds in the forward direction only. The reactions whose products cannot be converted back into the reactants are known as irreversible reaction. When the same reaction, decomposition of calcium carbonate, is carried out in a closed vessel, the product calcium oxide and carbon dioxide combine to form reactant calcium carbonate. This clearly indicates that the reaction is capable of occurring forward and the backward direction under favorable conditions. Such reactions are called reversible reactions. Reversible reactions are indicated by a pair of half-headed arrows. If we plot a graph of a reversible reaction, we will notice that the rate of forward reaction is initially high. When time increases, the concentration of reactants decreases and that of products increases. This leads to a decrease in rate of forward reaction and increase in the rate of backward reaction. After some time, a stage is reached when the rate of both forward and backward reactions become equal and the system reaches to a state of equilibrium. We can graphically represent the dynamic or chemical equilibrium as forward reaction starting at a higher rate and reverse process starting at zero rate, coming together to reach an equilibrium point. Hence, when a reversible reaction is carried out in a closed vessel, a state is reached when the rate of forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of backward reaction. This state is known as chemical equilibrium. Some of the characteristics of this chemical equilibrium are: equilibrium state can be approached from both the sides. Next one, the equilibrium is a dynamic equilibrium as both forward and backward reactions continue to take place with the same speed. Next one, at equilibrium state, the properties such as pressure, concentration, density or color remain unchanged with time. Next point, equilibrium is possible only in a closed system.